Hello, hello. How you doing, folks? I started a Scream commentary recently, and I am in the midst of finishing it. So, if you would just bear with me, again, I'm sorry for the delay and all. I wanted to just finish up my Scream commentary right where I left off. So, if you're watching, thank you. And yeah, pressing play. Here we go. Thank you for joining. It's about where Skeet Ulrich's character was jailed because he was suspected of murder. He was suspected of being the villain, and I feel like at this point we're all a bit skeptical. We're all a bit skeptical about who the killer is and like who it really is because this film does a good job at showcasing the idea of, I don't want to say mysterious. What's another word? Just like it does a good job at just being, yes, mysterious, but like there's another deeper word that I just cannot put my finger on right now. It's just like it's insane. The intensity to think that anybody could be the killer in the school, and David Arquette, being our cop Dewey, and you'd think he'd know something. Like I don't know. Like this film, it's genius, but I've always had my questions. You know, and of course Dewey's sister, uh, Rose McGowan, who lovely actress, lovely. Again, I've had my questions like, you're gonna suspect your boyfriend just like that, just within the snap of a finger. It's just kind of bullshit, when you think about it. Again, she's right though. She's right. I love Nev Campbell. She's right. Here we have Gal Weathers getting her info, and Nev Campbell punches her in the face. Again, there's certain times when I can't watch this. There's certain times when I can't watch this, and I can't not think of Scary Movie, honestly. That's another good film. Watch that. Scary Movie. 2000. I believe it's the 2000s. Yeah, Sid. Super bitch. Bow! Punched her right in the face. Gail Weathers. Another thing is that it's so well shot. This film is so well shot. It's fun. It's well shot. The cast does a great job. What more could you ask for? Here we have our killer on the other side of the phone, and Sydney answering. And you could just see the anxiety in her face. Dewey coming out. But he was vacuuming, so he. Again, another Scary Movie reference. Sorry about that. Here we have this song, which is done by. Is it the Red Seeds? It is. Actually, let me look it up. I got my phone right here. This song, it's a song. Huh. I'm trying to think of the song. It's uh it's I think the Apple Seeds. Wait, I'm wrong about that. I'm wrong about that title. No, it's Red Right Hand. That's it. Red Right Hand. So the song is called Red Right Hand by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Okay, so it's not the Red Seeds, it's Bad Seeds. So I was close. Okay, I was close. Just give me some credit. Come on, I was close. Uh, yeah, that's like the song throughout the movie. Actually, is Nick Cave and the Red Seeds, Red Right Hand.
Hey, did you know he has a really hot sister?
And this song goes out. It goes throughout the series. Like I think it's in part two. It's in part three. So they definitely carry on with that. So, and here we have Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox having their little banter, the little bickering session because the guy who went to prison, Nev Campbell thinks killed her mother. And you'll see that guy. He's in Ray Donovan, the show. Sorry. He's in Ray Donovan, if you watch it. But again, Courtney Cox is in denial, and she is a reporter, and she's got different thoughts, and she's kind of smart. And you know what? The dialogue between Courtney Cox and Nev Campbell is rather witty, and just like it pulls you in when the two of them are arguing about it and they're talking, and it's just like it's witty, their dialogue. Wes Craven knew how to do that. He knew how to add witty dialogue. There was always witty dialogue. There was witty chat. It was just like the characters talking to each other. It felt very natural, and even more natural with the performance of Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox. So it was just very natural. It felt real, like a real situation. It did. It felt like a real situation. Courtney Cox, beautiful, beautiful in this movie. Of course, we know her from TV shows like Friends. We know her from that Bruce Springsteen video, shit like that. Can't start the fire. And here we've got our beloved Matthew Lillard again. Again, Matthew Lillard. The cast is so great, and in this movie, like the cast is great. You got Nev Campbell, Rose McGowan, Matthew Lillard, Skeet Ulrich, David Arquette, Courtney Cox. I mean, it's a pretty good cast for this time. Like, and you know what the funny thing is, that acting did not need to be good at this time. It just came natural. This is very natural. This acting. No one was trying too hard. It was just like fun teen horror shit. They were having fun with it. Skeet Ulrich, in one of his best performances. One of his best. Sort of the Johnny Depp from A Nightmare on Elm Street type of role. And she's Nancy. Again, Nev Campbell, she's definitely, I'd say she's won her role as a Scream Queen. She's won her place as a Scream Queen. She's earned it. She deserves it. She does a good job in this movie, and the whole franchise. She does a good job. Everybody, they all do a great job in this movie. Like, sorry, apologies. Man, Skeet Ulrich just wants to get laid. And here we have the guy from Happy Days. Um, the one who went like, "Hey!" Who's that guy? It was, again, what the fuck, dude? My memory. Come on, I know his name. I know his name. I know his name. I know I do. It's too late now. I'm looking it up. Can't guess it. Who's the actor? Henry Winkler. That's right. Henry Winkler. Actually, he gets killed in this film. Of course, they don't show it, they cut away. Um, but yeah, Henry Winkler gets a cameo in here. Who we all know from Happy Days. Hey! Again, what I've talked about in the past, like with characters like Laurie Strode from H2O. Nev Campbell does a good job portraying a character with trauma, very much so, like believable. She looks drained. She looks tired. She just wants to be a teenager and just live a normal life and go to school and learn. And she doesn't know what to do. She's caught in this crossfire and she does not know what to do because her boyfriend is now accused. And at the same time, she loves him, but then again, she kind of fucked him over. But we both know he's bad. We both know that. We both know. Another thing I'll say about this film is I like the outtakes. You know, I like the chase scenes. There's a lot of stunts, a lot of stunt work. Nev Campbell does a great job at portraying a character who's very emotional and just out of it, and who's just lost at the moment, and she wants this shit to end. You know, that's what Nev Campbell's character tells me, is that she's just tired of this shit. But her boyfriend, again, a phone fell out of his pocket, a knife fell out of his pocket. He had the same gear as the killer. So that tells you what you need to know. I mean, And here we have Courtney Cox and David Arquette getting their flirt on, getting their flirtation on. Cute couple, cute. And David Arquette, of course, we love him from Ready to Rumble and Eight Legged Freaks and See Spot Run and the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love him from those movies. I love him. I love David Arquette. Right here, this guy right here, big David Arquette fan. David Arquette is amazing. If I had the chance to meet him, I would take it. Because I love him. I really do. I know some people may laugh about that because they don't really like him, but I like him. My favorite role would have to be Eight Legged Freaks. And then I go Buffy. Then, wait, actually, this. So it would be Scream, Eight Legged Freaks, then Buffy. I love those roles. And of course, as a kid, I've watched See Spout Run, and that was a lot of fun. Who also had Angus T. Jones, who you've seen in TV shows like Two and a Half Men, which I also enjoy that. Please call me Gail. So cute. You can tell she kind of likes him. But Dewey doesn't know if she likes him because she's a reporter or if she's just crushing on him because she wants some answers for her podcast or whatever, you know? Again, a guy never knows, you know? Does she like him or is she trying to get answers for her show? You don't know. They never made it clear, but you definitely do get hints along the way that she actually likes him. So she probably does like him. Again, Matthew Lillard, very comedic. Jumping to Henry Winkler from Happy Days. Trying on the ghost face mask. This is his death scene, actually. It's his death scene right here. Again, they do this sort of Wes Craven cameo, this sort of Freddy Krueger cameo where a guy is in the hallway and he's a janitor and he's dressed up like Freddy. He's got the striped shirt and the fucking top hat and it could have been left without that. I mean, Wes Craven had a way of adding himself into his movies, much like Stephen King or Rob Zombie. They're all like, in a way, Wes Craven's better, but I do think that okay, Wes Craven's the guy who took all of his ideas and sometimes threw in all of his ideas into one movie, but for one particular scene. It's funny like that. But also genius. The man's a genius. I love Wes Craven. I love Scream. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I love, which, this is controversial, Mind Ripper, The Hills Have Eyes 3. Yes, I love that film. I love Last House on the Left. Preferably the remake. Preferably. He's done a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. The man's a genius. He deserves a fucking gold medal. It's sad that we lost him so soon. I like this shot we see right here where Henry Winkler gets it. He's stabbed and he's on the ground and you could see the reflection of the killer coming at him in his eyeball. It's good. Again, the way the camera work is and the way the dialogue is, everything, the dialogue, the camera work, the the atmosphere, everything. It's done well. The music, um, just all of it done well. It's like when I was a teenager. That's how this was. Like we partied at one house, and there was always that crazy character like Matthew Lillard. I guess that was me though. Rose McGowan, super sexy, doing her best. I wish they wouldn't have added that shot. Why did they add that shot? With Scream in the woods watching them. You didn't have to add that shot. There's no reason to. And here we have some of the best dialogue coming up between Randy and Matthew Lillard's character. I love this dialogue. I love Jamie Kennedy. In fact, do yourself a favor and go watch the Jamie Kennedy show. Because if you don't, you're wasting your life. Go watch the Jamie Kennedy show. Jamie Kennedy is amazing. Also funny in movies like Malibu's Most Wanted, right? Is that it? That's it. Max Keeble's big move. I know he had a part in that as the ice cream man. Sorry. I love his fucking. Again, it's so witty between these two, you know? You're just waiting for something to happen. Like, Matthew Lillard's gonna freak out and stab him. Like, you don't know. Witty dialogue. Matthew Lillard's having a ball. Jamie Kennedy's having fun. He's sort of that smart serial killer enthusiast type. It's just funny, you know. You got humor. You got some humor in there, and the humor's done well. It's not too overdone to where it's goofy. It's done just perfectly enough. Again, this is funny right here. Everyone is a suspect. Everyone. There's a simple formula. There's a simple formula. And here we have Skeet Ulrich popping up, grabbing him by the shirt, being like, "You son of a bitch. Are you fucking accusing me?" That's right. If this were a scary movie, I'd be the prime suspect. Holy shit. You know, Skeet Ulrich is a scary son of a bitch. Right here. You don't know what he's gonna do. You telling me that's not a killer? Are you telling me that's not a killer? His face, just his face. It's funny. And here we have the bad seeds. It's the bad seeds, right? Is it red right hand? The bad seeds, which you've also heard in Dumb and Dumber. You know, I like the song. Dewey is sort of our hero. I wish he made smarter choices. But yeah, he's our hero. There's certain things that are just like, I mean, I wish he blew the son of a bitch away. You know, I know there's sequels where he does that, but I wish that he was smart in this one. You know, It just he's just a cop who doesn't really know much at this point. He's not. He's smart. I don't want to say he's dumb because he's not dumb, but it's like he's Rose McGowan's brother, Dewey, and there are in some ways I feel like Scary Movie, the parody film, ruined it for the character. Like it fucked the character. It completely fucked him. Where we all think of him as doofy, and it's just like unfair. Um, it's unfair. He's a good actor. The ice cream shot. Him eating ice cream with his boss. It's kind of funny. His boss starts talking, he stops eating the ice cream. But when his boss stops talking, he eats the ice cream. Funny little. I don't know if they're trying to be comedic. I think they're trying to be comedic. I'm not sure. I think they are. Here we have our Scream soundtrack, Youth of America, which I thought was very effective with our party scene, where the kids are all partying and shit, and it's nighttime, and anything could happen, and there's probably a killer outside, God knows where. And David Arquette, our police, I don't know, not chief, our police officer, our sort of police Woodsboro officer. I don't think it's a chief though. But yeah, he's just kind of, you're rooting for him, and he's Rose McGowan's brother, and you root for him to fight the killer, sort of. You want him to be sort of like I guess, if it exists, a final guy, if that even is a thing. Which we have our final girls: Jamie Lee Curtis, Danielle Harris. There's more. Neve Campbell, obviously, she deserves to be up there. She deserves it a lot. So far we've got Jamie Lee Curtis, Danielle Harris, Neve Campbell, and there's more. Come on, there's one I know from. I'm trying to think of her name. She was in Freddy vs. Jason. She was a female who she kind of got assaulted while sleeping. She was assaulted while sleeping because a guy took advantage of her while she was drunk in a field. She's from Ginger Snaps. Catherine Isabel. I believe Catherine Isabel from Ginger Snaps. Yeah. So we got Jamie Lee Curtis, Neve Campbell, Catherine Isabel, who was the third one I just said? Okay, I know there's a bunch. There's a bunch, alright? So, like, obviously Danielle Harris is at the top. We know her from films like Halloween 5 and Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Also in Rob Zombie's remakes, which a lot of people don't like those. I like those. I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I love them, but at the same time, I get some enjoyment out of them. I do. Again, got some great scream queens out there. There's a lot. Actually, too much for me to count on my fingers because almost every female lead, sorry, almost every lead in a horror film is female. Almost everyone. Everyone. Tell me I'm wrong. Watch watch a horror film. Go just choose anyone and tell me there's no fucking female lead. There's always a fucking female lead. And if they're a good actor, if they're a good actress, they do a good job at being vulnerable and scared. And Rose McGowan's locked out. Oh shit, she's got beer. Fuck, I'll take those off your hands. Again, she's very attractive. I did not watch Planet Terror yet. A lot of people like to talk about that one. I didn't watch it yet. What's that? It's Rose McGowan, and it's a Quentin Tarantino film, right? And it's a zombie film, basically. I think it's got Kurt Russell in there. You know, I think I'm just going by my memory. So. Here we have Rose McGowan's terrible death. Ooh! Again, she's kicking his ass. Scream was the film that gave females a title in horror. Scream was the franchise that gave all the women in the world, actors, it gave them a, I want to say matriarch. It gave them a, it just gave them a sense of being a leader. Being a leader and being strong and being able to hit the killer and punch the killer and throw things at the killer and run. But she still died. But I'm just saying, like, I think Scream was the first film that did that, where our female lead could really fight back a lot. Because first of all, Scream's not supernatural. Scream's not. He's no Jason. He's no Michael Myers. He is a high school nerd in a fucking outfit. He's nothing. I am going to take a pee break. Pee break. Excuse me. Ah. Apologies. Apologies. I know what you're thinking. This motherfucker's too lazy to fucking edit this shit out. Bitch, I spent my whole life editing shit out. I'm good. Ready to continue this movie. Hitting play. Thank you for waiting if you did. And I, again, apologize. And we've got Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard showing up to the party. It's just like this guy has a glow about him. You know, we know him as Shaggy. We know him from 13 Ghosts. We know him, he is the face of the 90s, literally. If there was a face of the 90s at all, it'd be Matthew Lillard. It would. For our male. And, you know, I'd definitely say that Courtney Cox would definitely take the female sort of side. But, yeah, you know. You know, there's things like Friends. We all know Friends. We all know Ace Ventura, which she also played in. So she definitely had her hands in a few roles. I think that Ace Ventura might have been it was a little bit after this. Friends was way before this, because she was young, you know, in Friends. I believe she was younger in that. No, this isn't a movie. Ooh. Skeet Ulrich is a little terrifying. Like, if he were just a guy that I knew, even now, he's a little, give me some Columbine vibes. I don't know. But at the same time, when I first watched this, I wanted to root for him, but it just kind of backfired. But I watched this the first time when I would say I was maybe 8, somewhere around there. Come across it on accident when we had cable on the TV when I was fucking a little kid. I just come across it by accident, you know. Just it's one of those things that I came across, and actually horror movies in general, I came across them a lot. I mean, it's one of those things where horror movies, they were more fun than action, more fun than romance, than everything else. First of all, because nothing else was that fun. And you have these other experimental films from the 90s or the 80s, like Dazed and Confused or Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which I highly enjoy. Because there's nothing where it's like there's romance or anything. It's just like, listen, I want horror and violence, or I want aesthetic. I want aesthetics. I want 80s vibes and 70s vibes, and I want creativity, and I want there to be no political message in there jammed down our throats like they like to do nowadays. Would definitely say Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's an 80s favorite. It is. And this right here, come on, this is classic. All the teens watching watching Halloween on the couch together. And Randy knows all the scenes. He knows all the scenes and he knows all the rules of horror. Jamie Lee Curtis is a virgin. I doubt it. Okay. You don't know the rules? Come on, you don't know the rules? What's up, man? You don't know the rules? There are certain rules one must follow in order to survive a horror film. You can never have sex. That's one. Sex equals death, apparently. And no drugs. Boo! Boo! Never ever tell somebody that you'll be right back. Because you won't be right back. He said it. Matthew Willard's character. He said it. He said, I'll be right back. I like how there's a camera going and it's sort of delayed. So we don't know, they don't know when the real moment is or when the real moment occurred of the killing. I thought that was a creative aspect. It was creative, it was done right. Um, Again, David Arquette does a good job playing our cop. We know him from Never Been Kissed. Again, I actually forgot that one. Never Been Kissed. And we know Eight Legged Freaks, C Spot Run, Ready to Rumble, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which was that's actually an older one. I think that's older than the rest, actually. About just as old as Never Been Kissed, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, here we have David Arquette, and he's kind of in a romantic relationship with Courtney Cox, our reporter. She's sort of like the murderer reporter. She knows, she wants to write things. And she just wants to write about her story. You know? She wants to make a story. One might call it greedy, actually. Because she is greedy. Because she wants to get a story, and there's killings happening, there's teens dying, and she leaves the camera in the house, like, and teens are dying while she leaves it there. It's like, what the fuck? And here we find out that Rose McGowan's character is hanging from a fucking football field post. From Randy. Again, the camera's delayed, so the camera's delayed. You got this guy snacking on some fucking nachos or something in this truck. I mean, uh, Dewey and a reporter, Gail, walking down the road, having their romantic sort of back and forth. I don't know if romantic is the right. It's probably not the right word. I guess romantic is the wrong word, but I would say there's sort of like a banter. Banter is the wrong word. Ah. But there's a relationship between them that is definitely, it's fun, and they're young still. They're not old. I'm probably older than them right here. Oh yeah, here we find Sydney's father's car is right here. So he's not home. He's not home, and but the car is there still. So it is mysterious. Funny to find out like later on. I think her dad is like tied up and shit. Which I don't remember too much about that shit, but Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard, they're what really sold the scenes and made it terrifying. Well, not terrifying, but they made it very. They were invested in their parts to where they could make it horrific, like they were young Columbine sort of killers. It was believable to that point. I'm sorry for bringing up Columbine. Yeah, it's just like I know this was made around that sort of time. Well, this was made, and then that happened, and then bleh, everybody shit on horror movies because of that shit. It was unfair. Unfair. They're gonna blame Columbine on everything. They blamed it on trench coats, for God's sakes. Just go watch The Matrix. Cancel culture has gotten out of hand. Next thing you know, they'll cancel horror movies because everyone's feelings are hurt. Yeah. Here we have Ghostface stabbing Skeet Ulrich. But what our audience does not know is that the one who stabbed Skeet Ulrich is Matthew Lillard, his best friend. Um, Great musical score, by the way. I love the musical sort of score. Suspenseful, effective, well done. Nev Campbell, of course, our horror queen. Our horror queen. White Woman in Trouble. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's another movie. Yeah, no, not White Woman in Trouble. It's yeah, she's climbing out the window. uh, I love Scary Movie. I gotta watch that again, man. Ooh, right on the car. Nev Campbell fell right to her back on the vehicle, but there's a tarp over it. Which actually, it was a boat, right? Yeah, maybe it was a boat. I don't know. It was something along those lines. And here we have Rose McGowan hanging from the garage door by her head, and there is blood dripping.
Boundaries, huh?
Randy knows all about his horror films. He knows all about it. It's like Don't go in there, man. Don't go in there. Come on, man. We sort of are horror enthusiasts. We all know and love Randy. There's always a character like Randy in our lives. I'm probably the Randy in someone's lives. I don't know. I'm probably that. Nev Campbell running her way towards the van, where we have the reporter, Kenny. It's Kenny, right? And the camera is delayed, so he doesn't know when the killings happened exactly. But here we see Jamie Kennedy being like, "Behind you! Look behind you!" Because he's watching the Halloween film from John Carpenter, so. And, if you look at this scene, though, there's not a lot of gore because these films did not do gore, really. Again, this was a time when gore wasn't really a big thing like it was in the 80s. It's big now, but it wasn't big then. So, but in 80s movies it is, like you'll see it. Our cop, Dewey. It's hard to take him serious sometimes. Like, I love him as an actor. This guy does not pay attention. He does not pay attention. He's going to the house. He's not looking over there. He's not looking over there. He's going like, who's there? The fuck? The fuck? And turn the TV off. I'm pretty sure he leaves the TV on. He leaves the TV right on. What the fuck? Come on, Dewey. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but would definitely maybe kick the TV over or something like that. It's just definitely it's. Oh, she hit Randy in the face. Come on, bitch. We got some bloody window wipers. Again, there was blood, but there wasn't really any gore, you know? It wasn't really a big gore movie. Even I Know What You Did Last Summer, that was made around the same time this was, and there wasn't really a lot of gore. There really no gore at all. It was just like, it was mystery, it was horror, along those lines. It was that stuff, but it wasn't. When you have films like Hostel or Serbian Film, which is a pile of dog shit, by the way. I've heard about a Serbian Film. I've heard about it, and it's a pile of shit. I will be reviewing that soon. I have not watched it yet. I'll be watching it, and I'll be reviewing it. But one thing I will say is that I'm not interested in that type of horror. I'm not into torture horror. I'm into suspenseful horror. There's there's 3 different classes 3 of horror. There is torture porn. There is suspense. And then there's just downright stupidity. And that's a Serbian film. Where a little kid is I'm not going to even say. I won't even say. With how high our world is in pedophilia right now, and they make a film like that, you pieces of fucking trash. I'll be visiting that. I will be revisiting that film. Fuck a Serbian film. Pieces of shit. That's not art. That's not creativity. That's stupidity. That's what it is. This is art. This is creativity. Again, right now, Courtney, Nev Campbell doesn't know who to trust between Matthew Lillard and Jamie Kennedy. She's not sure who to trust because they're both stupid teenagers at the party. So she doesn't know. She's not sure. She's skeptical. It's just. Sorry. Excuse me. Ugh. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, this ending, it's always been effective with its violence and its suspense. And, you know, we see Matthew Lillard get a fucking TV smashed on his fucking head. I mean, that is violent. Yeah, this is a time where cancel culture wasn't around and you can get away with a lot of violence. And again, even this was before the school shootings stuff. And again, I'm sorry for bringing that up. I hate bringing that up. I hate getting political, but it's the truth. This was before that. Yeah, I'm pretty positive. I mean, if not, okay, you feel free to educate me. I mean, again, Nev Campbell does a great job portraying a character who's scared and tired of the shit. And you psychos have seen one too many fucking movies. Yeah, I love that line. I love it. So Skeet Ulrich does a good job of being intimidating. Definitely. Good job at it. And they got her backed into a corner here in her kitchen, and I think they got her father. They got her father tied up somewhere. So She doesn't know that yet. Okay, this looks like a toy knife. That knife looks like a toy knife. But his knife looks like a toy knife. Why do they do that? Why not just use a real knife on the part and be super super duper careful? Do they not trust themselves? Is that it? Yeah, no, it's a fake kitchen knife. You could tell because the back is behind. The back is a little bit thicker. Like if you look at this is my little like if you look at it's it's different. This is my favorite knife. Yeah, but you could definitely tell the difference between a real knife and a fake knife. Just saying. They got the sort of voice effect, uh, talkie that changes their voice when they talk in the speaker, which was creative. Again, a creative effect. There was creativity. Not everything is creative now. Everything sucks, really. If you want my honest opinion, everything sucks now. We got Matthew Willard and Skeet Ulrich doing their sort of stab initiation. They're stabbing each other in the fucking stomach and crazy fucks. Oh, I get a little woozy in here. That's funny. It's not funny. I always found his performance funny though, like entertaining, endearing on a horror fan level. Just like this guy is awesome. I believe this guy when he's like acting like you sick fucks. You've seen one too many movies. Movies don't create psychos. Get a little woozy here. Get a little woozy here. Skeet Ulrich was pretty scary. Scarier than Matthew Lillard, I'd say. They both have that quirky teenager thing that we all know a teenager like that. Courtney Cox coming in, aiming the gun. The reporter stumbling upon you two fucks. That's a hell of a story. Nev Campbell likes that idea. She likes it. Ooh. Courtney Cox was kicked against the wall, sort of. Sorry. This in right here. The phone's ringing. Oh shit, the phone's ringing. You bitch, he said.
My dog is in here.
What?
My dog's in here.
Then get him in here. Yeah, Skeet Ulrich. He does a great job at portraying a character who's very angry, I'll tell you that. Kind of intimidating. Are you gonna tell my mom? My mom's gonna be so mad at me. He said. You fucking bitch, I'll find you! Skeet Ulrich takes the phone away from Matthew Lillard. That's funny. Again, it's horror, but there's some funny moments, I gotta say. Man, they're gonna be so mad at me. My mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me. Such a great movie. Again, Skeet Ulrich's shirt just covered in blood, and he's got nothing to lose, and he's ready to just kill anybody who gets in his way, regardless. Then we have the original Halloween film from John Carpenter playing on the TV in the living room, which is a creative sort of... It's a creative little nugget in there. There's some nuggets of creativity. A lot. With the Scream films. Again, Matthew Lillard is not dead. He's fucking psycho. He's still attacking Neve Campbell. Tackling her onto the couch. Feathers flying everywhere. I always had a thing for you, Sid. He said. Ooh, she smashes a fucking... she smashes a... Well, she smashes a TV over his head. Which I mentioned... I think I mentioned that earlier. That was... Again, that's effective. I like it. I just like violence. But you don't get violence like this today. It's a wee bit tame. You know, you don't get this type of stuff. Not like it was in the 80s or the 90s. Even the 70s were violent. Again, Skeet Ulrich, that motherfucker ain't dead. Ooh, boom. And our reporter, Courtney Cox, shoots Skeet Ulrich. Jerry! Jerry! Just kidding. See, I was always confused because Jamie Kennedy's character lives for the second film. Yeah, he lives for the second one, and so was he injured here or not? Because we saw him get stabbed, I think. Yeah, we saw him stabbed, but he's walking around right now. And in the second film, he's going to college with our character, our lead final girl, Nev Campbell. So David Arquette getting carried out on a hospital bed, and here we have our ending musical score starting. Very dark, cold, dramatic sort of theme. Uh, a simple ending, a very simple ending, but with a very effective. A simple ending with a very effective finale. Final. A very effective final battle, sort of. Not battle, that's probably not the right word, but effective aftermath, sort of. Sorry. Directed by Wes Craven, written by Kevin Williamson, which I believe Kevin Williamson did Sick from 2020. Was it 2023? Either or. He did a film called Sick, which was based around the era of the pandemic. And there was a killer, and he's stalking these two girls in a cabin, and that was a fun film. I liked Sick. I did. I thought it was a fun time. But that's just me. Yeah, I like Kevin Williamson. If I'm not, did he do Kevin Williamson? He did Did he do Tusk? He might have. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you watched, thank you for watching and joining me on this journey. And more commentaries and reviews to come. And just thank you for watching, I love you all. Be safe out there.